So, look, super disappointed in the first half. We just totally outplayed. So, you can't play half a footy and expect to get the result you're after.
I guess considering you were 46 points down at one point, you can't really judge what happens in the last couple of minutes. You were just lucky, I guess, in some ways to be that close to them to have a chance in the last couple of minutes.
Can't play as poorly as we did in the first half and you expect to win a game. So, look, there's some good signs in the second half, but we're pretty disappointed in the first half.
Have you had a chance to talk to the players and reflect on what happened at the start? Because it was the complete opposite in some ways to what happened on Monday.
Yeah, it looked like we were still living in Monday. Look, we were poor. Their intent, to their credit, Peel's intent, and they were much harder than us at the ball, used the ball better. We didn't compete, which is a worry. So, look, we'll have obviously a look at the video and the tape and have another look at the game and then give some feedback to the players. Yeah.
Was there some areas that stood out? Was it just the hardness of the contest, or what was the 5-day break a factor at all, or will you just have to sort of let time sort of?
I don't think you can worry about the 5-day break when we win the second half. I wouldn't have said we didn't run out the game. I think it was probably more mental. Weren't prepared to go to work and work hard and compete, and just thought it'd get it on our own terms. And when you do that, you give the opposition a pretty good look. And to their credit, they certainly made the most of that first half and played well and hurt us on the scoreboard. But when you fumble, get beaten at the contested ball, they walked through our tackles, gave away stupid free kicks, which conceded goals. It was pretty disappointing.
All of those things are things that, when you're playing well, are a strength of your team. So you're pretty confident you can turn it around quickly, because they're not things that are a trait that have been ongoing.
No, but you're only as good as your last performance. Our last performance was poor, so we'll have a look at. There's obviously some guys that have played a fair bit of senior footy playing reserves today that were pretty good and were pretty good last week. So we certainly won't keep rolling out the same team. We want consistent performers that roll up and are prepared to work every week and deliver. So, we'll have a look, and, there's obviously going to be some changes.
Ashton Ham's going to be right for next week, you reckon?
Yeah, he'll be fine. Yeah, look, it's just too big a risk,
really,
for us.
Or?
Oh, look, last time he got injured was probably off a short break, so, the risk was probably the risk of him playing or getting through. We considered it was too high, so he'll definitely play next week.
Steve Edwards' first game for a while, I thought he looked pretty good, especially in patches, and just that run he can give you. It was a good first-up effort, and he'll only keep getting better now that he's back in the team.
Yeah, look, he's a class player with the ball, so, he, like a lot of others, was obviously down in the first half, but, look, he gave a bit in the second half.
Have you seen a better mark than that from Ben Saunders in the third quarter?
I didn't see. To be honest, I didn't see it. I wasn't looking, but look, it was a good mark. I think he kicked the goal, which is more important. So, but yeah, look, I mean, across the board, we want to win and play well as a team. We're not about the individual. So, it's neither here nor there.
The last couple of minutes, when the scores were level, you had all the momentum, but their tall stood up. They took a mark at halfback, Griffin Logue, and then Sean Darcy, and then Stranatica as well. Is that just a case of sometimes late in the game the tall stand up, or could have you done better in those situations?
Oh, look, I thought they beat us again. So, it's something we'll look at that, when the game's on, who can stand up and who can't. So, look, we had all the momentum, but weren't able to get the job done. So, we've got to be better.
You mentioned the reserves. Sean Peel couldn't have responded any better going back the last 2 weeks, and I think he even kicked 5 goals as well. Today you've got Jared Parry back there, Brendan Verry is playing some good footy, so there's some guys there that are banging down the door. Yeah,
and look, we'll just obviously keep giving guys opportunity, and the ones that can deliver consistent performance, the ones we'll go with. So, we can't keep walking in and not sure what we're going to get from certain blokes. So, there'll be opportunity, no doubt.
Big game now next week in terms of ladder position, because suddenly you're back to the pack a little bit, and if you lose to West Perth next week, you probably drop below them, depending on how they go this week. So it's a massive game up at Joondalup.
Yeah, and look, if we roll up and produce what we did with our effort and intensity in the first half today, then we'll lose again. So, yeah, we'll work hard. Obviously, there's some areas we can get better, but the biggest one for us today that let us down was effort and intent. So, you know, that's really got nothing to do with form. It's about how you prepare. So we think we'll get better. You know, historically, we've been pretty good at backing up, but not this week.
And 100, you beat them by 103 points last time. You'd expect them to respond and try something a lot different against you this time. So that could make for something interesting too.
Yeah, maybe. It's probably going to be hard for them, really. If they watch the tape of us today, I don't think they'll be too worried. You know, they're much different side, different personnel, and obviously been in really good form. And one thing you get from them is pretty consistent effort and turning up. So, look, it's going to be a really tough game for us, but one we have to be better at.